Alright, cool, fun little jam there with some of the new devices. Yeah, a lot of stuff this week, or I guess the past 5 days or so. Yeah, I haven't had a ton of time to work on this, or as much as I'd like, but still got some stuff done. Starting with, well, there's some new devices, get there in a second. But here's one of the new things is if you're a new user to the site, this is what will happen when you visit the site for the first time. It will automatically load this project. I think this was the jam for the last devlog or something. I'm not 100% sure. And the reason it's like it's a squish just because I made this on my laptop with a smaller screen. On a desktop, you've got more room, but it looks something more like that. But yeah, so when you come to the site for the first time, you get a like a project already set up, so you can start fiddling around with it. Another thing while I have it fresh on the mind here is if you go back in some of the older videos, you'll see the wires like lagged behind the windows, but that bug's been fixed, and it was bugging me for so long. So that's finally solved. They're like locked on, they're locked in now, which is great. Still some more work to be done on the wires, of course, but that bug was like driving me nuts. All right, and then when you come back to the site again, it's just a free, fresh project. Yeah, so there's saving and loading. You can save your project, load your project, name your project. Clicking anywhere now, doing any kind of like click or keystroke automatically like starts the engine, so you don't have to like go up here and click it every time. And let's see. Oh, and there's this new pop-up thing. So if I click load, you'll see it. This is the new pop-up, and I can put anything I want on this. So like the new one says start new project. The load one lets you load either a file from disk, or this one will load like a random project that I'm still filling out here. What the hell? So that's just one of the random projects, or there's only like 2 right now, but I plan to fill that out more so that there's like, you can always like load a random cool project if you like need like a starting point or something like that. But I'm still a little bit scared of saving and loading because I haven't finished modulation yet. I said I was gonna do it, and I haven't done it. I've got to finish base sec still, but I got like, I think I was just spending the whole time last week like transferring over all the old devices to be modulation ready. That I was like, I'm sick of this. I just need to, like, I just wanted to work on something new. But I'll get it done this week, probably. And then everything will be modulation ready, and I'll feel a little bit safer about save files and whatnot. Okay, but yeah. Anything new here? No. All right, let's get to the. Oh, here's something cool. So somebody said, it would be cool if you could like duplicate devices, which I thought was a cool idea. First of all, you can delete devices by hitting delete if they're selected. And second of all, if you do Control D now, creates a brand new instance and it'll copy over the settings. So if I drop this to 32, see the new one gets spawned with 32 as well, which is super useful if you just need to like make like a bunch of mixes or something like that. Someone also mentioned like a gain knob on every device, which I think is a good idea. You shouldn't have to like use mix for everything, but I'll get around to that. That'll probably be like later down the line a little bit. All right, the new stuff. So first one is polyres. And this is like someone in the comments on one of the previous videos told me about this. They were like, it would be cool if there was a polymoog filter, I think is what it's called, or resonator. That's what it is, polymoog resonator. And I was like, I'd never heard of that before. So I looked it up, and it's this very interesting 3-way state variable filter that has like these are like band limited ranges basically. So it's like this one goes from 300 hertz to 1.5. This one goes from 1.5 to 7, and this one goes from 60 to 300. So it's 3 different like bands basically, and they all have their Q and gain, and you can change from like low pass, high pass, and band pass. And it's pretty cool. It's not like an intuitive way to do a filter, but it's that I feel like gives it some ability to like create some pretty cool sounds. Like I'd never think of making a filter like this. Oh, I just made another one. I meant to make slice. So let's hear it a little bit here. Yeah, it's in low pass, high pass, band pass. So here's the top band. If I bring up the Q, you can really hear it, like, but it only goes to there. So then the next band is this one, and you can hear it. Now there's like 2 peaks. There's 2 Q peaks because this is 3 state variable filters, not in series but in parallel, and then summed, I believe. And then here's the lower one, so you can get like something really bassy. And I add this randomize button here because it's fun to like get a. You can tell why they call it like a resonator. You can really hear the like, makes it almost sound like it's in like a tube, you know. But what's really fun to do with this is to snap an LFO on it, especially on something with a high Q. So I'll do the F3 here. Cool. Could also be used to like add like a sub kind of, which is nice. Okay, cool. So that is, thank you for whoever suggested that. I think that's a really cool addition. Yeah, for effects, I'm definitely looking for like weird stuff like that where it's like not like just like a basic effect. I know there's some basic effects in here, but just for like cool creative effects, that's like a fun one to have, stuff like that. What I really need is more instruments, and I have an idea for one that I'm going to start working on, or I have started working on, but I'm going to finish this week probably. And I'll say more on that as it becomes more ready. Okay, so here's the new device I'm super excited about. It's called Squeeze. It's made by Robert K., also known as Groov Mekanik. He makes Macs for Live devices, and one of them is called Squeeze. And this is probably my favorite Macs for Live device of all time, I'd say. I use it so much. It is so much fun to play with. And recently he, on like a GitHub, put out an external version of the like algorithm for this, and so I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I love your plugin so much. I'd love to include this in my project if you could make a web export for it. And he very graciously made a web export. And now it's in the project, and I'm so excited because this is such a cool effect. It's if you've ever heard of like a Doom compressor, it upward compresses stuff to the max. So like reverb tails become like full volume and delays become like crazy loud, and it basically brings anything quiet to the forefront and squeezes everything that's like too loud. So everything's at like the same level. And it sounds so cool. So let's create like a drum set, and we'll do oh, I didn't even talk about this. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Let's do a kick. Yeah, let's just do like a kick, and let's do like a hat or something. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these both into a Datura reverb. Lower the mix, lower the time. It's gonna be like a very subtle. Let's just get this one. So let's do like, oh, let's get a cooler thing going on here. Sure. All right, so you can hear like another comment suggested there should be a master gain knob, and I agree. I'm tired of making a mix and plugging everything into it. I'm thinking of putting it like down here so it like stays on top of everything. Next update. Okay, so you can hear this reverb is like super subtle. You can even make it more subtle. Super subtle reverb, but when we put it into Squeeze and we squeeze it, it's gonna like come to the forefront here. So let's disconnect this and pop it into Squeeze. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn the mix up, we're gonna turn the time down, floor down, ceiling up, and then we're gonna squeeze it. Here's it off, and then here's it on. So insane, so crazy. You can do that with anything. You can do that with like instruments. It's great for drums. It's great for squeezing things. I guess. I don't know. I put it on everything. I think it's so cool sounding. Just like totally flattens the sound. It's amazing. So I'm super excited for that to be included. And thank you to Robert for creating that special web compiled version for this project. Yeah, go absolutely. If you have Ableton, you should go download this, and you should check out his other plugins. Are very cool, very, very cool. And he's got like deep sound design knowledge. So you're getting quality when you download this stuff for sure. These are high quality algorithms. I don't know how he made this. No idea how this algorithm works. It is so cool. Sounds so great. I'm going to be using this in a lot of the future demo jams because it's just so much fun. Okay, those are the two new devices. We've also got this new sample picker. So, and new samples. It's a little glitchy on Windows still just because of this this bar that still pops up, and I don't know how to like override that. Maybe I can make like a gutter or something, or like always show it, but it doesn't look great if it's always shown. I don't know, I'll figure out something. So here's the sample picker. So you can expand all the folders. You can collapse them. And I added some more samples. So now there's some open hi-hats and some perks. And you can search anything up, including folders. So if I type claps, we'll get all the claps. Type OHH, we'll get the folder and also anything that has that in its name. So this one is like a has it in its name, right? So it shows up. And things are organized by like kind of like style. So these kicks are like distorted and punch. These claps are like acoustic, analog, digital. Not a ton of samples, but I'm adding as many as I can because I go through a process where I kind of like normalize them so that they're all like a somewhat similar volume. So this applies to all the sample pickers, including Slice, which has its own one here. Yeah, like I said, it still needs some stuff done to it, but this is more what I was initially envisioning when I created the sample picker, was like a folder that you can like sift through and all that kind of stuff. I think it's coming along pretty good, so we can just expand this and then we can see everything. Okay, that is the new sample picker, and I forget what else has happened. Probably some other stuff. But let's just head to the to-do. Maybe I'll remember. Modulation implementation. Yeah, I gotta do this. Settings window, still need to do that. Okay, so did the welcome screen, which is just the demo thing. Saving warning. Yeah. Secondary menu, that's this. This is, or I've got like the scaffolding for that set up so I can expand on it. Dark mode, that shouldn't be super difficult. My plan for this, I think, is to just is to put like a CSS invert filter on the whole page. Yeah, let's actually just take a look at what that would look like super quick. Let's see. I know it won't look good with the mix because that has a color in it, but since everything else is kind of like black and white, it should look okay, except for the gray colors. Okay, let's see what happens. Here we go. Whoa. Oh, not great. Needs some work. This background's not the best for inverted mode. It looks kind of cool. Oh, it's giving me like a... I gotta turn that off. Oh man. Yeah, that looking at the like bright version of that and then switching to the inverted version of this background was not pretty. But yeah, that'll come along. I should just switch this background. Let's try random number. Let's do 26. 24. 23. 16. That's kind of cool. It's like trees. Huh. 13. Lucky 13. Actually not bad. No. That's kind of nice. Okay. Or wait, could I do... No. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. This is kind of cool. What else? Oh, and so in the settings menu, I should just combine these two, because in the settings menu, you'll be able to change the background. Do all that. All right, so env build, yeah, okay. Drop down menu rework. Yes, this is done. Just showed that. Mute button or gain knob on every instrument. What would be I'm wondering what the best way to do this is. Should it be a gain knob or should it be like an on-off switch? Because one thing that I'm thinking is like an on-off switch could be good for, and I guess another question is, should this go on all devices or just instruments because they generate sound, or should effects have this too as like a bypass? Um, hmm. And then, because like if it's just an on-off switch, that could maybe live in the like window title bar, like up here. Like I could see that being like up here as like a power button or something, and then um, it could be like I don't know, just like turns off the sound, I guess, like mutes the sound. Um, that would be pretty easy to implement on instruments. Effects will be a little bit more difficult unless I implement like a bypass in all of the effects. Um, Something to think about. Tell me what you think would be the best way to do this. Should it just be on instruments? Should it be like a knob? Should it just be an on-off? Master meter, definitely going to implement that. I'm thinking it lives... There's two different things I was thinking. One thing is it could go inside of this project thing over here. Like I guess I'd expand it and put like a mini meter over here that you could like track it. But I kind of want to copy max MSP and put like put a meter down here as an overlay, so it like how these are overlaid, it like stays right there, and then you can just and then it's just like a meter that you can like drag. Um, might be good. Could also put the record button there. Also like max MSP. I guess tell me what you think about that as well. Undo functionality. That should just go to the bottom of the to-do. This is a that's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be cool when it's added, but that is going to be very tricky. Duplication, good. And then just the usuals. Yeah. Okay, so that is is that everything? I'm trying to think. There's also just remember there is I created a NeoCities version of the website. It's hosted now on NeoCities as well. The reason I did that is because not everyone's internet service provider likes Cloudflare. So NeoCities is kind of like a way around that, and their hosting is very fast. I think almost faster than Cloudflare. I remember when I was testing this out, I was like, whoa! It was like loading almost instantly. Their CDN is super fast. So it's sdaw.neocities.org. I'm gonna try and keep both updated, but I think my plan is to update the NeoCities one first, and then the sdaw.live version when everything's like production ready or whatever, or like more stable, I guess, because um, it's a little more tricky to get that version updated than it is. NeoCities is super easy to update. So this one for like quick small updates and like in progress stuff, I guess. And then the main site for, or maybe I'll keep them in sync. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but I think it's still good to have like two versions of the site running so that it's like for people whose like internet is kind of blocked from Cloudflare or whatever. Because the other version goes behind Cloudflare's proxy, or if Cloudflare goes down, like it tends to do quite a bit. I think that's everything. Am I forgetting anything? Okay, by next time I'm definitely going to have basic modulation ready. One thing, some people mentioned that they're making projects already with it and saving their projects, which I think is super cool. But I should warn you that those projects will probably break as more updates are done. Just because the way the devices load is going to change quite a bit. or not how they load, but like you know what I mean, like the data inside them is going to change a little bit, and probably that version of the save file is like kind of naive implementation, and I'm sure I'm going to need to add more stuff to it, and then I'm gonna try and like implement like semi migration, so like if something isn't present, we just like take a guess at what the value would be, but like for things like when I update basesec for modulation, any save file using basesec stuff will probably break unless I implement a migration thing, but I just don't think there's enough save files to justify implementing that right now. What I will probably do is in the description of this video, I'll put like uh, a production link to an old version of the site that I'll try and keep alive, that can run those save files, older save files. I don't know how long that will last, but yeah. So if you have save files and they use like basesec, I would say hit the record button and record it for like 10 minutes, and then yeah. Or you could, I mean, you could always remake the save file in the newer version too. Yeah, it's just it's difficult to, in the future when stuff like this happens, I'm gonna write a migration script for it. But there's just not enough save files out in the wild, I feel like. And that's one of the things on the save button. I'm gonna add like a little pop-up that says like warning, this is still like a work in progress thing, and it's not quite ready. So like be warned, your file might not work. I think once I get basesec done, file saving will be safer. I just think basesec right now, it would be hard. It would be, I'd have to I'd have to do like these crazy conversions on the values because they're different now. So yeah, that is the update. I hope to have some more stuff next time. I should have an instrument, which I'm super excited about. It's a cool sample-based instrument thing that is going to bring like a lot of cool texture stuff to the next update. So yeah. I hit stop recording and I almost forgot the most important thing, which is the funny video of the day. Check this out. Bald eagle walking. Cool. He looks like he looks like a mob boss. You know what I mean? Like he's got his hands behind his back and he's like leaned forward. You know what I mean? Like it's like surveying the area. Cool. That's the funny video of the day. All right. That's the actual end.